at the top of this extraordinary company that comes with so much of a drive and an obligation that we all have. But I'm just going to take a picture. Yay! Woo! All right, I'm supposed to give a speech. Okay. So first I can see a few of our leadership team here. Peter Safran, James Gunn, they're going to guide Warner Brothers, the whole piece of DC for the next 10 years. We're looking forward to you and your whole team and bringing that, telling those stories around the world. We have Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca, two of the greatest motion picture storytellers, and an incredible heritage and team here. You're going to hear from Alan Horn, our, what do we call you? Our man of Quan. Channing Dungey is here, an extraordinary storyteller on the television side, and really all of you. We have an incredible company, and this is a moment for us, 100 years. And we stand on the shoulders of the Warner Brothers themselves. I have their pictures in my office. I actually took Jack Warner's desk out and put it in the office because I wanted to remember that this is a moment for all of us. Not just a moment because it's the 100th anniversary, but it's a moment in time. This is our time, all of us, all the 40,000 people that are here. We've been through a lot this past year, but now we're moving forward. The greatest storytelling company on earth, and the question for us now is what stories are we going to tell? And I mean that seriously. If you look back to the 30s, the Warner Brothers were telling they were doing over 100 movies a year here at this facility. And at that time, there was only radio. And people would go to the motion picture house on Saturdays and Sundays. And if you were a farmer in Montana, you would see, what does New York look like? How do people dress when they go out for a date? What does a farm look like? What does a ranch look like? What does it mean to be an American? And that's what we get to do. We get to tell stories that don't just entertain, but they help define the culture. And they change the way we see ourselves, and they change the way people see each other. And so this is our moment. None of us will be here forever. This is the beginning of the next 100 years. And we do need to recognize that not only is it our time, but it's our chance. That when we leave, we're going to look as we leave our offices, there'll be a whiteboard there, figuratively, and it'll have on there the stories that we told and that was seen around the world. And hopefully 100 years from now, people will look back on the extraordinary work of us across all of our platforms and the courage to tell stories, whether it's at CNN, where so many of the people that work for Chris are now we still have people in Russia, and they're in Poland, and they're in the Ukraine, and they're all over the world doing the same thing that we do as a company, telling stories. At our gaming company, telling stories. Channing on the television side, telling stories. Casey and that extraordinary team at HBO, telling stories. 2 Sundays ago, 42 million people around the world, in the US only, watched The Last of Us. Because we don't just believe in great stories, we believe in telling stories and having it be a shared experience. In the theater or on HBO, it's much more powerful, and we understand that. And that's why that we as a company are fighting on the motion picture side harder and longer than any other company, and we're gonna keep doing it because we want to get more movies in the theaters. So let me just recognize, as we talk about, this is really about our day, it's all of us. We have our longest tenured employee in Chicago, Virginia Tweedy, 50 years. And I was just talking to Joanne Mello, who 45 years together, they're almost 100. Hi, Joanne. 45, there's some secrets that Joanne could tell us in those 45, what was happening on the slot. And finally, we have new employees that started even today, because we're going forward on our next 100 years. And really, I just think, how lucky are we to be here at this moment in time? I certainly know that I am. So I just want to make a few special guest introductions. Welcome to the Mayor of Burbank, Constantine Anthony. Where's Constantine? And the members of the City Council who proclaim this Warner Brothers Day. So cool. Thank you all for being here and giving us this special welcome and making this our day. And finally, someone I've known for a long time and admired. We're lucky to have her as our mayor, Karen Bass. And she's been a big supporter of storytelling, of television, the motion picture business, given us a lot of help over the years so that we could stay here and make films on this lot. And so let me welcome the great Mayor Bass.